First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm going to bring up this video clip, and I encourage you to look at it with a spiritual eye, okay, because I watched this video clip, quite a bit over the past week, because it means a lot. It represents a lot to me, okay, spiritually. And this is from a movie called Inglourious Bastards. And it's the movie scene known as, it says movie clip, The Bear Jew. Okay? This is a movie regarding World War II with Jewish soldiers and Nazis. But we know that the real Jews are so-called Negroes. Right? The Israelites are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Specifically those of so-called Negro and Indian descent through their father's patrilineal. But I'm just going to play this. Once again, I encourage you to watch it with the spiritual eye, Baba Kasha. But here we go. Make sure the volume's all the way up.
Soldiers with a club. Bashes the brains in with a baseball bat, what he does. And Werner, I'm going to ask you one last goddamn time. Do you still respectfully refuse? I'm calling the bear Jew. He's going to take that big bat of his. He's going to beat your ass to death with it. Take your wiener schnitzel that finger. Well, this man, what I want to know.
Fuck you. And your Jew dogs.
Actually, we're all tickled to hear you say that. Quite frankly, watching Donnie beat Nazis to death is the closest we ever get to going to the movies. Donnie!
Yeah.
Guy's German here wants to die for country. Oblige him. Jews. Bravery.
All right. Now, you can look at it many different ways. You can look at it as Yahweh Shai coming, to tear down Esau's system. But the way that I like to look at it is, also you can look at it as this truth in the flesh. Because we're conquering the flesh, we're beating the flesh. through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Although we have to be balanced, and do spiritual and flesh things, pretty soon once we get those new bodies and the laws are written in our inward parts, The flesh is gonna be gone, man, done away with. You know, you can represent it as a lot of things, man. But the way that I like to think of it is that's righteous recompense. Okay? And the reason is because that person with the bat, the bear Jew, could represent, well, Israelites or the nation of Israel as a whole. And that German soldier could represent heathens, or specifically Esau, Edom, because his judgment is coming down that tunnel, man. He can't see it, especially because he's blinded by pride. He can't see it, but it's coming. Okay? And he doesn't know when it's going to come out of that tunnel, but he knows it's coming. They have a feeling it's coming. I'm sure they have some sort of at least idea in the back of their mind. It may be, covered up and smothered with pride, but they know deep down, very deep down, that their judgment is coming and that their time is up. Okay? And I just want to bring this out because I really like this scene, and honestly, it boosts my faith to see that because it's righteous judgment, man. All right? Which is what's about to come on this planet as a whole. All right? That could also represent Yahweh bringing judgment upon the world, because a lot of people are going to die, man. But that, to me, shows righteous recompense. It shows judgment, okay? Rightfully deserved, okay? And that's what's coming to these heathen nations, specifically Esau, Edom, okay? 1,000 years of slavery, and then the nation of Edom is going to be destroyed, all right? Which, you can read the whole book of Obadiah. If the Spirit's on you to do so, I'm going to bring out some precepts from Obadiah. Salakia, Obadiah. It's just one chapter, but if you read the book of Obadiah, it's more than enough, to be just one chapter. I'll start at verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, or Salakia, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. And verse 4 is actually, verse 3 and 4 is actually something we can use to prove who Esau, Edom is, because so-called white race is prideful as hell, even though they're inferior. All right, but especially verse 4, because it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. That's their favorite symbol, is the eagle. All right, especially, especially for the United States, the bald eagle. All right, now let's go down. They basically worship it. Now let's go down to verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right, and that's what's going to happen to the nation of Edom after 1,000 years of slavery. Verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So all the crimes that they committed is going to be, turned on their own head. People call it karma, but really it's Yahweh's judgment, all right? Righteous recompense. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. And a lot of you devils, you try to make it seem like this is a color thing. This isn't a color thing, all right? This is not a color thing. This is an Israelite thing. If your father's patrilineal goes back to a tribe, you're an Israelite. And we don't, we can't trace that, obviously, especially because a lot of us, hardly know that our father's side or our father, period. But we go by the Spirit. If you're in this truth, you believe in the doctrine, the true doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, then you're an Israelite. All right? Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. That's after 1,000 years of slavery. Revelations 13, which this came out of Hamashiach Yahushai's mouth himself. Revelations 13 and 9. Wait, did it? Salakia, I don't know if it did. Does this not have red letters or? Yeah, this doesn't have red letters. I'm pretty sure Yahushai himself said it. Let me go to the physical copy real quick. I'll check. Just because we want to make sure, I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly certain that Yahushua said it. Revelations 13. Oh. Well, Salakia, I guess not. Well, he has said the verse 9 before, though. Apparently he didn't say it because it's not in red letters. So, Salakia, I mean, if I'm wrong, like if he did say it or not, you can let me know in the comments. Apparently he didn't say it, but he's, made references to it before. He said things like verse 9 many times before regarding if you have eyes to see or ears to hear or, whatever terminology he used. He said that before. I know that for a fact. But anyways, this is Revelations 13 and 9. It's written in the Bible, so it's credible regardless of who said it. All right, but if it came from Yahushua's mouth, it has more, I'd say, power behind it. Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, which this means that this was John, all right, that said this or wrote it, because he's talking about his visions. But the point still stands, all right? It clearly said, if any man have an ear, which is, something Yahushua would say, that Yahushua has said, because Yahweh and Yahushua agree with that statement that he that leadeth into captivity is going to go into captivity, which is why they had Apostle John put it in the Bible in the first place, all right? Let's go to Isaiah 14 and 1. But Salaki, I thought that was in red letters for some reason. Isaiah 14 and 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, which is the Israelites. Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. And I will, Salaki, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Isn't that basically connecting with the same precept? And they shall take them captives whose captives they were. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. It's saying the same thing, which shows that this has not happened yet. Okay, and it's going to happen. And rightfully so. All right, you devils have done nothing but rape, rob, and murder everybody, man. And now you're gonna now all of a sudden that it's about time for you to pay for it. Now you wanna love everybody. It doesn't work like that. All right, this is Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, which that hatred. Let me show you something here. If you've read the book of Esther, Esther, Salakia. If you've read the book of Esther, I think it's, what is it? Chapter 3. I'll just read what I got highlighted. Esther chapter 3 verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, or Adar, Salakia, Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. Now, whose idea was this? It was Haman, if you pronounce that correctly. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Salakia, I make many mistakes. I'm a sinner, right? We're all wicked, or we were wicked, because now we're repenting, or did repent, and we make mistakes, but I believe it's pronounced Haman. This was his idea, all because, I'm pretty sure, because Mordecai didn't bow to him, or something like that, All because of that, he wanted to kill Mordecai, and he wanted to kill all Jews. Which, to me, that sounds like that's where they got the idea of the Holocaust. Which, you can hate all you want. I don't know the complete facts about it. I've heard people say that it didn't happen. I've heard people say that it did happen, but the numbers were extremely inflated. Whatever it was, I believe, because, it was set up for them to get that land. However many people it was, or whatever the case actually was, it was set up for them to get that land because those people in Israel are not the Jews. And I'm not anti-Semitic for saying that. I am a Jew myself, I believe. I'm a descendant of so-called Negroes. All right? on my father's side. So I am a real Jew. I can't be anti-Semitic. And first of all, the guy is Shem, not Sem. So it's anti-Shemitic. And there's like 8 nations that come out of Shem. So that's old news. All right, don't call anybody anti-Semitic. It's retarded. All right. So let's move on. Well, actually, because I wanted to prove, because Haman is actually an Edomite. All right, I actually learned that. Elder Malcolm brought it out, I think, because I want to bring this out. Because we know that Alexander the Great, so-called, was an Edomite. He was a Macedonian. And I would bring this out on my phone, additions to Esther, which is in the Apocrypha. But when I went to it, there's nothing there. It's just blank pages. And I'll show you that just so you, just to show you what I mean. I don't know why it's doing that. It's only with that. See? It's just blank pages. So I got to pull it out in the physical copy. But that's okay, because we're not going to let that hold us down. I got to find it. So Baba Kasha, bear with me. First, I got to find additions to Esther. Where is it? Salakia, Baba Kasha, please bear with me. I'm trying to find it. I guess thought it was a lot. Here we go. Salakia. I thought it was a lot further in the Apocrypha. I just gotta find now where it says it, because it said that he was a Macedonian. Shouldn't take too long to find it. But which the Macedonians we know were Edomites. Alright? We know they were Edomites because Alexander the so-called Great, which was an Edomite, because you could actually trace his father's side back to the nation of Edom, or Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom. And they actually took Europe, because you can watch Elder Apostle Aryam Lab's video, if I'm saying his name correctly, Salakia, if I'm not. He goes into how the original Europeans were dark, which those were the actual Japhetic people. All right, the so-called white race, collectively, other than people whose patrilineal goes back to something else, are Edomites. All right, but it's pretty obvious when it's an Edomite. Okay, you can tell by their spirit, the way they act. Salakia, I mean, I would paraphrase it, but I can't because it wouldn't come up in the app. You see, that's the problem. So let me just look it up real quick. The brothers from GMS, Mississippi. So it says, chapter 8. Well, there isn't even... Oh, okay. Okay, I think I got it. Salakia. Yeah, okay. This is, well, it says in addition to Esther, it's chapter 16, but it says placed in the Greek after chapter 8, 12 of the Hebrew. And it says on verse 10, for Haman, which it says Aman, but we know it's supposed to be Haman, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we shew toward every nation, as that he was called our father, and was continually honored of all men, as the next person unto the king. But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceit sought of us the destruction, as well of Mordecai, who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also of blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom with their whole nation. For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians, which were Edomites, all right, that took over Greece. Okay? And said he was a Macedonian. So this proves, well, that proves that he was an Edomite. Right? And it says right here, verse 13, Esther 3 and 13, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, and one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, or Salakia, Adar, the month Adar, which is the 12th, and I believe the final month, Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. So that proves right there that Esau has a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. So going back to this, Ezekiel 35 and 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. All right? So that's Esau. That shows Esau's perpetual hatred, all right, for Israelites. Mordecai didn't bow to him or something like that, so he wanted to kill Mordecai, and not only Mordecai for that, which is already ridiculous, completely unjustified, but he wanted to kill all Jews, and he almost did, okay, which literally sounds like Hitler, okay. That's why I through the Spirit I was meditating, and I think that could be one of the main things that they got that from, because he just wanted to kill all Jews, man. Which reincarnation in the Bible, so you never know. The guy that they used for that could have been Hitler, which those weren't Jews, okay? Those were Amalekites, okay? Those are not Jews. The real Jews are so-called Negroes, okay? Which we've proved that time and time again through scriptures, which is the most important proof, all right? And with relics and with really common sense altogether, which is all together put to make it extremely concrete evidence, and it's irrefutable, really. It's not debatable, okay? It's not up for debate. If you don't believe it, then you're just blind, and that's your problem, okay? But it's clearly a fact. So, so Esau's going to go, well, all the heathens, but especially Edom, is going into 1,000 years of slavery. And then Edom is going to be extinct, and the other heathens are going to go back into their lands, I'm pretty sure, I believe. And which they're still going to be under us, but, you know, it's not going to be hardcore bondage. And, Salakia. And Esau, we're in the end of his world right now. Okay, so his judgment is coming down that tunnel, man, and hit him with the bat and beat him to death with it. All right? Let's get 2 Ezra chapter 6. Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time, or Salakia, of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? Which Ezra was a descendant of Aaron, of the tribe of Levi. Okay, he was a priest, a scribe, and a prophet. And that was something that he was revealed. We are in the end of Esau right now, and once Esau goes down, which the main thing is with Esau going down, the climax is Yahweh sending his son Yahushai and the angels to gather the elect, and Yahweh's going to use Yahushai to tear down Esau's power, his system, and the nuclear missiles are going to destroy the United States while the elect are beamed up just before it. Like literally just before they hit, most likely. Like it says, scarcely. right, which let me just get that since I said it. Which it may vary, but you get the point. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, and if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Okay, meaning where are they gonna appear after that? They're going to be destroyed. They're not going to be saved. The righteous are going to be saved basically last second. Then where is everybody else gonna show up? They're not. They're going to be obliterated. All right, which all Israel is going to be saved, but only the elect and the 1/3 are going to be delivered on this side, which Lord willing were of the 144,000. And but all so scarcely saved. Now let's get some scripts on the nuclear missiles, because like I said, Yahweh sending his son Yahushai to tear down Esau's system, and also the angels to gather the elect. And the Yahushai and the angels together, the elect, both of them, because I kind of spaced that out. So Salaki for that. Yahweh is going to send Yahushai, because Yahushai is going to tear down Esau, all right, along with the angels and the elect, most likely. Yahweh Shai willing, and Yahweh and Yahushai before that are going to, or Yahweh is going to send Yahushai and the angels to gather the elect. Let me just get that. Matthew 24:31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. All right, so now let's go to Revelations 18. But a major climax, a major scene of that climax, because this is all ultimately a movie. All right, Yahweh is the main director, and Yahushai is the co-director, if that's even how that works. But you get the idea, you get the analogy. All right, it's a movie. Revelations 18, I'll start at verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. What is her? That's the United States. All right, Babylon, Rome revived, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, etc. My people, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues, and that's also that pride, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. It's going to take 1 full hour, 60 minutes, for America to be laid desolate by nuclear missiles. All right, nuclear ICBMs. All right, period, man. That's what the scriptures say. And according to, which we believe through faith to be true, but, there's a lot of people that doubt. Well, you know what? Fuck you, man. All right, it's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. This is and we already know you heathens don't like it, but, you're not supposed to like it. That's kind of the point. That's what judgment is. Nobody likes judgment. Nobody likes receiving judgment, being put to death or something, 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh. And this is prophecy. Okay? Esau going down right now, and them you heathens being put into slavery, and etc. Man. Yahushai returning. My name that I use is literally the return of Yahushai. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, so they're going to come to pass, man. Whether you like it or not. And more than likely you don't. All right, but once again, fuck you. All right, it doesn't matter what you think. All right, this is not about emotions. This is not how I feel or how any of the Akim feel. This is reality. And this is something that you're going to have to face whether you like it or not. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And really, at the end of the day, you're fulfilling prophecy, whether it's on the right or the left-hand side. Okay, because you're being a scoffer and a scorner, or you're not believing. And it says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So don't let scoffers and scorners bug you. And incredulity, if you look that word up, it basically means someone that isn't able to, or they're unwilling to learn, or to understand. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And that's going for our people, all right, the 2/3 of our nation, which are going to die the death of heathens. Lord willing, we're of the 144,000, and Yahweh B'Shem Shai can have mercy on us, because we all are definitely worthy of death, 1,000,000,000-fold. And that's honestly an understatement. It's probably way more than that, all right? So T.R.O.Y Yahweh Yahweh Shai for giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, so Esau's judgment is coming, and it's coming like a thief in the night. And I mean, he couldn't see when that guy was, he could hear it getting closer, but he couldn't actually see him. And that's how a lot of people work. Since they can't physically see it, that means it's not real. Well, we hear it in the spirit. We hear it coming down that tunnel, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash, Dabonis, the apostles, and the others, great millstone, royal well. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elected Israel. Kahalayim la alashadya Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash, Barakatham, to the sincere Akyam Wa Akwathyam. Shalom.